7B, we will start with Anshuman's presentation on entrepreneurship. So Anshuman, you can take a few seconds to open your presentation and get ready, and you can share your screen then. So 7B has a group presentation, I believe. So any one of the group members who have the presentation open, they can share the screen.
Sir, can I open it?
Yeah,
because
sure.
it was made in my...
Yes, that's fine. So 7B as a group will share their understanding of entrepreneurship and what they have done.
Can you all see?
It's loading. Yeah, now we can. We can make it a big screen.
1 minute. Sir, can I start?
Yes, Shashank, please start. And other group members also, please pitch in whenever you feel there is something you want to add.
Good morning, everyone. Today, me and my friends are going to present about our entrepreneurship journey from last 2 months. I am from class 7B and this is semester 1 entrepreneurship. Let's get started with in entrepreneurship. It is about how to manage how to manage or start a business, and in it also there are different parts about analyzing the market to making your actual product and getting it into the market. So now my friend Anshuman is going to share his learn. Sir, is he here or
Yeah, he's here.
has he gotten locked down? No, sir, he is not there. It is showing.
Okay, no problem, Shashank. Can you continue on this slide as well?
Sir,
Yeah,
okay,
I
then
can-
Devin can.
So here are some skills we learned in entrepreneurship. We learned some things which we need to start a business with. Then we also learned to analyze and find out some problems in the society. Also, we learned how to analyze the competitors in the market, and we also learned that to give the solutions for certain problems.
Okay. Now I'm going to share our journey so far. So in the first session, we understood that who am I? What is something that is entrepreneurial inside me? Because everybody has that thing inside them, and we were finding out that what was it inside me. That was our day 1. Then we were given the task to list down some problems that we are facing in our daily lives. So we listed those problems and we sent it. So in the second session, we discussed about the different problems that we are facing, and we did an activity in which we had to cover an egg and then make it so that when it drops, it doesn't break. Then in the third session, we did a secondary market research. So secondary market research is basically using all the resources that are already present with us in the internet or in books like that, to see our competitors. Like if we are starting something related to juice, then we can see about Real, how they have progressed. And then after that, we in the day 4 we learned about our primary research. In primary research, it is basically about surveys, about interviewing your own customers, so that you get to know about the information. And like suppose your customer wants to have tea instead of juice. So then you can note that down and also start a tea business. So after this, we are planning to conduct the survey on the primary research because we had just made it. So now my friend Devik is going to share the next slide. These are all the evidences. These are all the evidences that we have collected, that we have done. This is the market research survey form, and this is the interview and the secondary market research. David?
Yes. So we learned many things in this project, as I said. So we learned how to start a business, which can by solving problems which are faced by us or faced by other people around us at work or school or anything. We also we so as Shashank said, we listed down some problems. Then we thought about which problem should we overcome by starting a business. We then saw a video about some. Then we like chose a major problem that we want to overcome and watched a video about people who overcame the problem of plastic bottles. Then, as Shashank explained, that we did an activity in which we had an egg and we had to cover it in such a way that when we drop it, it won't break. Also, we learned to tackle our problem by researching about it and making surveys and etc. Now, my friend Shashank will share the next slide.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, Shashank.
Sir, actually, my thing is glitching and it has come out of the present. My click is not working, so can you just kick me for one time for out of the meeting so that I
Okay.
can rejoin after
Okay.
that?
Is there
Because
some
it is
David? Do you have it
glitching.
open? In that case, can you continue?
Sir, no, I don't have it.
Sir, can you just send it to Devit? I have sent it to you in the
Yeah. Thank you.
assignment. Sir, can you just sir, what if you remove me then? 1 minute, sir.
If you sir removes you, you cannot come back in the meeting. So,
Shashank, try stopping
1 minute, sir.
share
Now,
screen. Okay.
done, sir. Was clicking just like that. Sir, now can I share again?
Yes, please do it.
So, or actually, okay, sir. 1 minute, it is coming black whole thing. Sir, can you see?
It's loading. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay, so now I'm going to share that where and how will I use the learnings of this project. Like if you want to start a new business, then you can use the learnings of this project. Like if you want to start a new, like you can use the primary market research and secondary market research. You can do it again, like not the same thing that you have just done. If you want to start a different business, then we can use these skills. If we have some other issues in our business when we grow up and we have a job, if we have some other issues in that, we can also use the skills learned in this. Then we can also share these skills with other entrepreneurs so that even they can be inspired by this, and even they can use the skills of primary and secondary market research and problem solving mindset. Our future goals are that after this we are going to conduct the survey form, of course, After that, and then we are going to get the materials for the product, and then we are going to see that how to get it actually inside the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Shashank and Divit. So next group that we will go to is class 8, and then we will have individual presentations from class 8. So Shlok, can you
Yes, sir.
start with your presentation?
So actually, I'm not able to do that.
Okay, so you may figure out and we can come back to you. In that case, the next person in line is Pratyush. Pratyush, are you ready with your presentation?
No, sir, I'm still opening it up. It's taking time to open.
Okay, so Pearl, let's start with your presentation.
Okay, sure, sir. Just give me a minute. 1 minute. Yeah. Good afternoon, one and all present over here. Firstly, I would give a quick introduction of myself. My name is Purfafaya and I'm one of the successful entrepreneur in textile section. So now let's look upon the presentation. The first slide gives us a summary of what I have done in the EC cluster till now in fragments. So I would like to describe one of that, which is problem solving mindset. The debrief is mentioned. I listed the daily problem and scrutinized it. And then I went through a daily, then I went through a problem solving video and lastly tried an experiment. So this is the video. Continue meeting chat. So that was the video. Then the next slides are basically my review. 1 minute. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was the second video. Yeah. So the next slides are basically my review if this EC project was beneficial in sense of improvising the skills that I learned throughout this project, and my personal review considering the future ahead. Yeah. So you can just glance through. And yeah, that was the presentation.
Thank you, Pearl, for sharing your reflections and the presentation. The next person that we will go to is Jai. Jai,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Can you share your learning and reflection from entrepreneurship?
Yes, sir. So I have learned many things in entrepreneurship, and I have done 2 or 3 assignments. One is that list of problems by which we can make businesses. And second, 10 means there were 10 options and 10 business lists which I will be doing. So that
Jai? Okay, I think he's facing some issues. So,
in class 5 I'm at this time my views are entrepreneurship because I want to do something new, and entrepreneurship was very good that, and now because I love science and
Jai,
then
we can't hear you very clearly. Can you just wait for a while, see if your connectivity gets better, and then you may share again. Just give it some time. Maybe I think right now the connectivity is not the strongest. Okay, so in between we'll take another presentation by Hia on entrepreneurship. Yes, Hia.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody present here. I am here share my experience and what I learned on in the module entrepreneurship. So let's start. So the journey chart was first we actually decided what we did, what we wanted to work on, as many of my fellow students explained you about. Then we went on Google and saw what are the competitions. We got some exercises in which we had to see, we were given a situation in which we had to understand and what are the problems in that situation and how the business cannot go forward and all that. Then we were told to make a Google form about our business and sharing our idea and sharing our perspectives on our business and share it to other people for asking for their opinions on what we have decided in the module and what we have decided. So I sent a Google form to many people asking for their opinion on my business idea and did they think that it will work and what changes do I have to make. So after getting all the data, we scrutinized it, we analyzed the data, and we segregated it. It is quantitative or qualitative data. Then after that, we had to make changes in our plans according to the data, that if the people think that this business will work, is it successful, is it important for our environment, is it important, is it so important that we have to do it, or it is just not important to do it. We had to change the idea. And after that, what skills I learned? I actually learned a lot of skills. So some of them are how to collect data in using online methods. We all know we can go up to people and ask them that do you think this will work? But here we use online methods as the COVID-19 pandemic is going on. How to collect data in more efficient and organized methods using Google Form and many other platforms. and how to convey our ideas to others in a more efficient and clear manner, so that the person who we are conveying our idea to gets a clear idea what we are speaking and what we are trying to convey our message to. Then what did I learn from our project? I learned a lot of things from the project. How to build a business, how much effort do we have to put into building a business, how much work is put into, and it inspired me a lot about my future and what I wanted to do in my future. And where and how will I use this? I can see myself using these tips and tricks that Sir taught us in many ways. When I want to start my own business in the future, I will actually go through the entire process again to start a successful business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Iya. I hope you start a successful business very soon. Okay, so now we'll be moving on from EC or entrepreneurship projects to self-enrichment projects. And for that, the first presentation that we will have is from Nivan, class 7B. Nivan, you may share your screen.
Okay, sir. Yeah, so can you guys see my screen?
Yes, Nivan. You can go to the first slide and start.
So I made a mistake.
Go left arrow.
Yeah. So this is the 8-week program, Life Skills Development by me, Nivan. My competency is working with others. So now this question is actually not based for me. It is based for you people, you guys to answer. So what do you think working with others is about? Anybody who wants to answer this question? You guys serious? Nobody?
I'm raising
Shashank is raising his hand. Yeah, Shashank.
You can answer.
I think working with others is learning about how to not be dominant in a talk and just let others speak also, and also not speak at all, and also be moderated.
Okay, yeah, that is actually true. So the next slide is introduction to the competency. This competency is about having the ability or skill of working with others. I think working with others is about approaching them with your ideas and can surely help us in the future. Now, how did this program help me? First of all, the first point is connecting. So connecting with others has helped me to improve a lot in approaching others with ideas. So for example, I am given some task and I need to, not given some task, I thought of some idea and I want to actually try to bring this idea up to the whoever I want to bring it up. Suppose it's like my boss or anything when I'm in a business. So when I'm trying to bring up an idea, I think I need some practice. I can't just go up to the boss and say that, hey, this is my idea, blah 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 blah. So the next point is positive attitude. With keeping a positive attitude, I can connect with others better and claim more ideas regarding the topic. So if I have like a negative attitude all the time, I would pretty much be very careless and I most likely probably mess up the entire thing with connecting with others. So yeah, keeping a positive attitude has definitely helped me a lot. Now participation. I always participated very less in class, but now I'm a part of each and every group discussion in my group. So basically, when I started off grade 7, I did not talk. I did not talk at all. I did not answer questions. I just kept my video off and stayed there until the end of the class. But now, actually, because of this EC working with others group that I am in, I answer a lot more questions and I actually feel myself. I'm not just a person who just sits in class and does nothing. Okay, now this is the second and the last question for you people or guys. So can you share some areas where these skills can be applied? Anybody wants to answer the question? Anybody?
An answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can answer. Yog, you said you wanted to answer?
I'm not saying he is saying he wants to resign.
Yeah, is
Okay.
answer.
You can try. You can.
We can use these. Yeah, we can use these qualities in many areas and places. Suppose we have some group work, or we are somewhere stuck alone, like in a group where we don't know anybody, and we just, or some zombie apocalypse came out of nowhere. We can use these.
Okay, but okay, I'm just gonna move on to the next slide. So yeah, so how did this skill help me in real life? So basically, the first part is brainstorming. I can gather ideas and share them with my group or in real life. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is I can gather ideas and then just like think of ideas really quickly. Suppose I am given some task of like yeah, just any task, given any task, I can just think of it really quickly, brainstorm the ideas, and this can actually really help in real life. Then the next point is attendance. I now participate in class and love sharing my ideas with my group or in real life. So I already explained that now I participate in class, and I now actually like sharing ideas and helping people if they are like not, I guess, if they're not unclear. So I can pay attention to know all of these things. If I didn't pay attention, I would probably not know any of these things. Then the next point is focus. I no longer focus on anything in my background, but focus on the group discussions and conversations in real life. So this is another way how I know and how I participate in class is to focus. If I focus on class and just like don't focus on anything in my background or I don't know, not anywhere else. But if I focus on the computer and what the teacher is saying, I can actually use these discussions in real life. Or if you, yeah. So the next point, last point is knowledge. Now I have a lot more knowledge regarding our discussions, and this has helped me to talk to people in a better way. Example, when I have to talk to a person at a place who is somewhat famous. Okay, so I'm trying to say here that if I did not have any knowledge about who I'm talking to or anything like that. Like, for example, again, if I'm trying to say something to my boss, I can't just say that, hello, friend, blah, 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 blah. I can't just say it like that. Otherwise, the boss would think I'm probably crazy. But second of all, I think it's okay to actually treat and talk with people who are on a higher grade of me with respect. So I'm not going to talk like, hello, boss, what is up, blah, 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 blah. I should most likely talk about that, hello, boss. Today I'm going to explain about this and be a lot more organized. That would probably be a lot more better. Okay. So the next slide is how can I build these skills? How can you build these skills? So this is actually not about me. This is about you, but there's no question. So I'm going to give you tips on how to build brainstorming, attention, focus, and knowledge. So first of all, brainstorming. You can gather ideas and search about things that you often or that you are unaware of. So if you don't know a certain thing, if you don't know what you are supposed to do, or like if you are being given a task for something that you don't know how to do it, such as like maybe some task in history or in this that you don't know, it's better if you are unclear with it to search it up and get a clear idea of it. Search it up or just look it in the book. Okay, attention then. The next one is attention. You can pay attention to important conversations by not interrupting in the middle and listening carefully. So if I'm in class, I'm not just going to interrupt rudely in front of when somebody is explaining. Example is like, and somebody is explaining about how the question that ma'am has given, they are explaining the answer, that I can't just step in and just be like, yeah, this is true, and also this is blah blah blah, blah about the answer. and listening carefully. So basically, listening carefully, you have to, again, it's all about like not paying attention to anything else in your background and blah blah blah. So focus to look and listen carefully so that you do not lose any connections and increase concentration level. So you have to have your concentration right on the what the teacher is saying. And I know attention and focus are kind of the same, but just do it. Then then knowledge. So to knowledge is to research on things which are important and add to your learning. To listen to people so that you can add their experiences to your knowledge. So first of all, what I'm trying to explain here is, suppose somebody came up to you and is asking about their experience, or if they are like, if I am like a hiker, I suppose, and somebody wants to hike this hill which I've already hiked and it's very dangerous. So they're asking safety precautions and safety methods so that they don't, yeah, so that they don't just fall down and die and cry in death. Then yeah, so basically as a hiker I can explain people that how what are the safety methods, how can you be more safe so you don't end up in death. Then that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nivan. Yug, you can start with your presentation next.
Yug, you are at
Yug,
mute.
yeah, please unmute yourself.
Oops, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I was saying that this is our 8-week program for the life skill development. So my competency in self-enrichment was working with others. So now what exactly is working with others? But before that, the competency. So what is competency? Competency is the ability to do something efficiently. My competency with is working with others, as I'm a team working person. So working with others means to do a teamwork, collaborating with others. Working with others is a collaborating which others with others, which helps us in many ways. For example, these are the skills that helped me in real life. So how did this program help me? It helped me being a good listener, because this program helped me to be a good listener by listening to points of people to reflect it. Then it also helped me and my group task done efficiently, because we could divide the task between group work, and like the work could be done very faster and efficiently. Because if the dividing the task thing wouldn't be there, there would be arguments, quarrels, and I don't know, like whatever on fights or something. So basically, instead of doing a work, we would be quarreling, and the whole time would be wasted on that. Then the next factor is unity. So unity helped. So in this factor, unity helped me a lot, because we had unity among ourselves. So there were no quarrels and arguments, and all of us treated each other fairly and were given proper chances to do proper things. So there were no discussions, and also that everything went very smooth and progressive. Now I will share two more important skills that I learned in this program. Once brainstorming. So now exactly what is brainstorming? So like brainstorming is an excellent skill in a group work. We are able to reflect our work, discuss things, and be creative to solve the problems in the group. For example, if we are given a project, and if we are given to how to make this material out of a certain waste or something, then we need to brainstorm and be creative to solve the problem. Brainstorming helps us to promote thinking skills. That's what we use our brain more. Like as you can even see in the picture, we need to design ideas. We need to also plan and then take the action. And also in schools, brainstorming can be a viable teaching strategy. So students can spawn a solution, or they can create a solution by generating an ideas on a particular topic. Like if we are given a culmination project of creating a bottle out of creating a nice can, a cardboard can which is decorative and environment friendly. So we need to also, we would generate our thinking ideas on that. So like during brainstorming, pupils or students are asked to think of all the things to a certain topic. So that's what the term comes, stretch their thinking skills. So we stretch our thinking skills. So in simple words, brainstorming is a group creativity technique, so by which efforts are made to find a conclusion or to a solution to a specific problem by gathering a list of the ideas that are spontaneously contributed by its members, means the ideas that were contributed by its members. So brainstorming, in other words, can also be people meeting, people gathering and generating new ideas and to find solutions for problems and around a specific domain of interest. Next important skill I learned was being a quick reflection. Like if I have done something, so reflective practice was a huge benefit because it increased self-awareness, which is a key component of emotional intelligence. Because if we don't reflect on something and then afterwards we lose on something, so that's a mistake. So reflective practice can also help you to develop creative thinking skills and encourage an active engagement in working process. For example, let's talk about big companies like, for example, Apple. If it has to create its projects or if it even has to create its phones or something, first it brainstorms what it has to do. Afterwards, if it's done, it also reflects like what will they like it, what won't they like it, and also about they also reflect on the creative practice and the things and the sites they create, that will this thing be a bit harmful to the nature, will this thing be not harmful to the nature, will the customers enjoy this thing or wouldn't they. So they also reflect on this thing, and which is a good practice to do. Now, where can these skills be applied? These skills can be applied at where there is teamwork, that includes sports, business, culmination projects of school, and anywhere with group tasks. So now, how did this skill help me in real life? So first, brainstorming. Brainstorming helped me in jotting down the information and also reflecting on it. Example, I am a part of the entrepreneurship class. So while we were discussing the marketing strategies, brainstorming the ideas and jotting them down by the researchers helped me. And also brainstorming helped me in listing down the problems in projects. Second is being a good listener. So being a good listener helped me in to listen to everyone's responses and choose out the most valid one. For example, if everybody in a group are having most valid, like nice and valid ideas, but you only have to choose one. So being a good listener helps you to have a good memory, and that good memory helps you to take out the most valid response. A good listener also helped me to do instructions. Like for example, a task is given that you have to create a presentation related to this thing, and everyone should participate in it. You could divide the instructions accordingly. So first we could listen the instructions, what we have to do on the presentation, and do it accordingly. The next is unity. So I kept unity among the group I had. So there were 6 to 7 people and I was fair to everyone. Also, unity can be also used in teamwork. For example, in sports, like we play cricket, football. Also, it can be used in culmination projects. Now, for businessmen, it can also be used for business proposal meetings, like making like if people who are working jobs have to proposal, if they have a proposal for the client, so they can also have teamwork because only not one person can do it, a whole team is responsible for that. And any work which is done by a group, like group dancing, a group stunt, a group movie making, a group short make movie, so anything that is made up of groups and requires teamwork needs unity the most. Then quick reflection. So quick reflector helped me to take down notes of everyone's point and note down some important highlights from the session. For example, if lots of people are speaking and they're speaking in a lot, like they're speaking a lot, so to note down some important points would help me, because if everyone's speaking, so being a good listener does help, but you cannot just simultaneously do it on everything. You need to take down a note of one thing. For example, a new topic has been discussed and you can take down notes to reflect on it. So the next time if someone asks you something about it, you're thoroughly ready with it. So reflecting is also moreover a good habit, because reflecting on something after you have done your work helps a lot to analyze it, and helps you to solve this problem. Like if you have done a work and if you analyze it and if you got a problem, after analyzing you can solve that problem. So now how to build these skills? So first, to build brainstorming is by being mindful and creative, and by being attentive, active, both physically and mentally. Also, you should know about practical thinking. That is a must in brainstorming. Then being a quick reflector, taking notes of everyone's points and important things discussed, being attentive to the scenario that's ongoing, and have a good memory about it. So if you, so like in brainstorming, you can be like, for example, if a new project has been discussed and you are given a team and you have to find out, you have to like find solutions for it. So there would be many ideas. So you need to be creative and attentive to the time. So when you're creative and attentive, that helps you solve that problem. And in quick reflector, having a good memory is necessary, and taking down notes if you have forgotten anything, and if you have taken the notes, you can remember it at the other time. Then unity. So to have a unity is something to give equality among people and be fair with everyone. Just for example, if there is a fight in between and one is your friend and one is the person you don't like, you shouldn't be like you support your only friend. You should also listen to both the points and be fair with everyone. To share everything the same and not to discriminate anyone. Also be a good listener. So you can be a good listener by being attentive to people's responses and be mindful of what are the people saying, to take a good note of it. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Yug, for your presentation. Pari, can you start with your presentation next?
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Good morning, dear teachers and parents. Today, my name is Parigla Bani, and I'll be talking about the 8-week program of life skill development, and my competency is grit. Grit refers to the commitment and perseverance of achieving long-term goals. It takes a lot of practice to have such kind of a passion. Grit is the short form for goals, resilience, initiative, and tenacity. Goals here means to have a clear goal in mind to which you want to work towards. Resilience here means even after countless failures, you're very quick to get up and work again towards it. Taking initiative here means to start working towards your goal, because without taking initiative, working towards your goal is quite irresponsible and not gonna work. Tenacity is to be determined and work towards your goal without any pause. How did this program help me? I usually didn't like to kind of work with others, because that's one thing I never used to be good at. Now I'm actually initiating my work right now and completing it till the very end. Alongside, I'm also working with my long-term goals, which I want to achieve once I grow up. We had to make a creative poster or a friend for a friend or a sibling or anyone to develop grit, and this was my poster. Apart from grit helping me with my work, there were also other places where other situations where grit helped me, especially in healthcare, because I rarely exercise or used to eat healthy before learning about grit. And this time, after working on my on grit, I'm able to take care of myself, and I'm actually looking after myself by eating very much healthy food. I'm also developing the habit of exercising at least one time every day. It also improved my studies, and the practice I gained from working alongside grit helped me to come overcome difficulties, not only work towards the work and also have harsh situations that I was going through in my life. How can we build these skills? There are many ways to become gritty, and some of them are to clarify our goals and discovering our interests. If you know what you are into, what kind of stuff you like to do, it is very easy for you to have a clear and concrete goal in your mind. You have to work with full concentration and effort. If you have full concentration and you put a lot of effort towards working, you can build yourself this gritty personality. Getting feedback immediately and informatively, this helps us to tell if you are on the right path or wrong one. Then repetition with reflection and refinement. You have to continuously you have to continuously try to work towards your goal and reflect with every movement if you have done something wrong or good. If you have made a mistake, then refine and correct it. Practicing a growth mindset. Having a growth mindset is also really important, because if you have an open and growth mindset, you can think of other opinions and ways, options where you can work towards your goal. Thank you.
Thank you, Pari. We have one more presentation from Self-Enrichment. Prisha, please start yours.
So, just a moment. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. Good evening, and I'm going to be sharing my experience of this 8-week program where my competency is emotional management. So, emotional management is actually managing your emotions, how to come into the calm zone, which is actually called the resilient zone. So, how did this program help me? Well, it helped me to come into my resilient zone, means calm zone, by I learned some strategies in this module. Second thing is avoiding small triggers. So, we get angry or sad in small things. So, these strategies help me to avoid these small triggers and improve myself. Third thing is focus. So there are some times when you have so many thoughts and emotions in your mind that you're not able to focus on one thing. So these strategies also help me to focus. Key skills that I learned. First is deep breathing. So when you deep breathe, your all the thoughts go from your mind and you are able to focus on the present state. Second thing is progressive muscle relaxation. So many people do it without knowing the name. So it's actually when you shake your fingers or shake your shoulders, just it's like a stress buster to your body where you relax your muscles. Third thing, this is actually very interesting. It's cool down area where most of you must have this area in your house or somewhere. Whenever you go there, you feel really calm. And for me, it's my balcony because there's nature around me. It's a nice atmosphere, and I can talk to my friends, so it cheers me up. Most of you might have it, so some of you can also share any students, teachers.
I think Prisha, mine is also very close to what you said. It's not a balcony, but it's this place near the window where I feel the most relaxed.
Okay, so these are some of my assignments that I did in this program. Integration of my SE and EC projects. So how my SE projects help me in my EC projects. So I've joined entrepreneurship and performing arts in EC. In entrepreneurship, there are some areas where I express failure or I'm not understanding anything. So I never think of the negative side and I always think of the bright side. where I can improve myself, and I don't let the anger emotion trigger me. Instead, I use these skills to improve. Second thing, in performing arts, there's always this step which I'm not able to perform and I'm not understanding it. So many people feel like feel to give up, but instead I think of the bright side where I can practice more and feel happy. These are some of the examples. You can have a look to it. Okay. How can you build these skills? So I'm actually going to share some skills that can help you come into your calm zone if you're expressing many emotions and thoughts in your mind. First thing, walk. So just leave what you're doing and go for a 2-3 minutes walk. Feel the sensations your body is expressing. Like when your feet are touching the ground, how are you feeling? Then when the wind is going through your body, what's that feeling? Are you feeling chilly or something? So say it out loud. Second thing is count backwards. Count from 10 or 20 while you're walking around. Count the numbers out loud. Third thing is notice. Just notice all the things around you. Like I have my cupboard, my softboard, my PC, my headphones. Just say them out loud. So what your brain does is your brain actually diverts your mind from all those thoughts and emotions you were having, and it brings you to the present state. So it clears all your thoughts, and you can come back to your present state and focus more on the thing you were doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prisha, for your presentation. We have three more students who could not present earlier because of the internet issue. So we'll take some more time to go through their presentations from entrepreneurship project. So Shlok, uh, are you able to share your slides now?
Yes, sir.
Great.
So just a second.
Okay, I think there is an issue with Shlok. Okay, Shlok is back. Yes, Shlok.
Yes, sir. So can I screen share
Yes,
now?
please. Yeah.
Yes. So first of all, I'll introduce myself. My name is Shlok Shah. I study in class 8, and today I will be saying about you my journey about my entrepreneurship. So this is my journey chart. First of all, we understood that what is entrepreneurship and how can I means that how can I start a new business. Then we listed some problems that we faced day by day, and then we did secondary market research. And in secondary market research, we saw our competitors, and we saw that has anyone made products like us already or not. Then we surveyed our customers with the help of Google Forms. And then the skills I learned what means I've learned very few skills, but first I learned that how to start a business, then how to find the problems and overcome it, and how to collect the data, and on the behalf of that how to start it, and then I should convey my ideas to the customers, and they should be satisfied by that. And the thing I learned in the entrepreneurship, I learned how to start a new business, and then I tried to overcome my problems, and we saw a video in which people were trying not to use more plastic bottles. Then we learned how to wrap a parcel in such a way that the thing means the packed item won't break. And then we finally tried to start a business. And then I will use this method in my future when I will actually start my business of my own, and because of this I will have less issues in my further business. Thank you.
Thank you, Shlok. Pratyush, you can go next with your presentation.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, sir. Sir, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So my name is Pratyush Dave, and today I'm going to tell you about my EC project. So, what is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is who starts his own business. The journey chart. What did we do through this term in the role of an entrepreneur? First assignment was about tracking whatever things we did for 2 weeks. Second assignment we did that was to take an interview of an entrepreneur with a bunch of questions. Third assignment, we had to create a survey form for the entrepreneurs. And fourth assignment was that we needed to use our products and see if there are more products that can be in competition. And I also needed to search the internet, newspaper, and magazine for them. Now, this was the interview with the entrepreneur. These are all the questions that I had asked, and the highlighted answers are the main ones. Now, what is an entrepreneur? What is the idea? So, these days there are a lot of frauds and banking issues, both viral and real. To improve this chaos, we are presenting our latest product. So, this is mainly a photo that I had taken from internet, but my product is based on it. My product was that I could create a banking app that would help the people in their way to save their banking passwords and other data. This would work that the user could choose in which way they needed to secure their data. They could either choose password, face lock, or voice recognition. Now, this is a small screenshot of what I had made my Google form like. At the last, I will be sharing the Google form with you. And now, what did I learn from this project? I learned how to question people, those who have their own business or are an entrepreneur. I also learned how to start a personal business. I learned how to and what are the tactics to tackle a counter opponent. And I learned which are the best products and which are the most in demand. Thank you. And at last, I would like to show you my banking form. So this was the banking form. I had asked the name of the customer, the name of the bank, their age, and if they had any experience with banking frauds, if they used any online third-party apps to do their transactions, do they trust their bank with the security, and what type of security would they want their bank to be secured of, and how much would they pay for customizable security. And I got 26 responses, and most of them have not experienced banking frauds. And most of the people use third party apps to do transactions. These are some of the statistics that I got from these 26 people. Thank you.
Thanks, Pratyush, for showing us the in-depth analysis. We'll go to Jay for his sharing of learning and reflection. Yes, Jay.
So there is a problem that I cannot.
You have to unmute yourself, Jay.
My problem is that the presentation is not being shared.
So you can
So
orally
can I
share
just
your, yes, you can orally share your learning and reflection from entrepreneurship project.
okay. So I had chosen entrepreneurship. So wo- entrepreneurship. So business. Business is an organization or enterprising entity engaged in commercial industry or profession activities and organized efforts and activity of individual to produce and sell goods and service for profit. Convey that what the state and or the country does, like the GDP and the growth of the country. Second, for the first assignment. So the first assignment was that we have to take out some problems, a list of problems, and then we have to make a business about it. So I had chosen a electronic shop or of computers and mobiles and that all, because this time it is online because of corona, and many poor kids have not does not have this mobile and all the technology. So I will give them this mobile and that all, and from that they can also study and my earning will also be happening. And and I am also interested in IIT and all the computer parts and hardware and software. So it has a chance of means in future I can do this. And and thus thank you.
Thank you, Jay. And thank you all the students for sharing your reflections, your learning, your in-depth analysis of your market research with all of us. On behalf of all the adults here, I would just wish all you all the best for your business adventures, and do keep us posted whenever you come up with a big idea. Yeah. Okay. So we can close here. Have a very good day. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.